I'm actually trying to start early because I know that things tend to snowball and I lose track of time. Um, I have visitation with Xavier today, the video session, and I was talking to my therapist actually. I was like, hey, I'm trying to reconnect with my son, and right now we're doing video sessions to help kind of ease the process. And I'm asking to see if you happen to know any kind of how do you say, any kind of anything I can do to like increase the bond, help get him more involved with me. Even though I am just doing this video, maybe there's something I can do to kind of like help him through that. And he actually gave me a couple good suggestions. Well, I can't say he. We actually came up with it together, so that's a plus. One is I think I heard about it. It's called I Spy, and I've been doing that with him for a couple of sessions now with him, a couple of videos chats with him, with my son, and it's interesting. Like I'll be like, oh, okay, now show me something in the room that's red, or show me something in the room that begins with the letter B, and we just do things like that to kind of like see where he is, and it's like not for him, see where he is in development, but more one to play and two for me to know, okay, this is where he is. One of the main concerns that me and his mother have had is his attention span, and definitely working on trying to see if we can expand that as much as we can, and also trying to get him to do things that are just kind of like to work the brain a little bit more. Because one of the things that his mom doesn't want him to do, and I have to agree to a certain degree, she doesn't want him playing video games all the time, and with the experience that she had with me, I have to agree. So that's one thing I definitely want to see if I could try to do with him today. I'm actually going to say, hey, we're going to play a game called I Spy. And I'm going to look in the room through the camera. I'm like, I spy, what's the phrase? I spy something with my eye, something that is a circle. That's a circle, and we'll see where it goes from there. Another thing I'm going to try to do is see if we can play rock, paper, scissors. I'm not sure how we're going to do that through a video communication, only because I know there might be like a small delay, so he might be like, I see him doing like this, and I do that. So like I don't know if he has even played that before, so that might be a little fun thing to try to do. My therapist, he suggested that I try to be more specific, and I hope I'm saying that right, with some of the questions that I have for him. Because like we were talking about, like, oh, sometimes I might be like, oh, how's your day, bud? And he'd be like, it was good. I was like, oh, I was kind of hoping for a whole conversation about that. But yeah, good's good. I like good. Good's great. It doesn't help me understand his life a little bit more. So he said, like, oh, try not to be so general, and try to ask about direct things. Like, oh, did you do anything fun? What fun thing did you do today, rather than did you do anything fun? Because that's a yes or no thing. But if you kind of have them a little bit more involved and kind of thinking about, okay, well, I played with my friend, or I did this in class, or like, oh, I brought home this work assignment, look what I did in school, I might get more results that are better in that case. So I'm gonna try doing that rather than just kind of going, rather than just saying, oh, how's your day? And he says, good. I'm like, oh, cool, tell me something about your day. Like, who did you hang out with? Who's your friend that you hung out with today? Just kind of having more involved with me, because like I said in my last video, it really is like a snapshot twice a week, every week, ever since the beginning of November. So I need to kind of not rush things, but I do want him to get used to, one, the sound of my voice, two, how I do things, so that when we do actually meet face to face, hopefully in January, things work decently well, and things, it's not too rough of a transition for him to see me from the phone screen or computer screen or what have you to real life and in person. One more or two more things. Personal space. Some kids have problems with that. Obviously, at home, I don't think that that's ever going to be a problem. His mother likes, being very, cuddly and physical with him. And I'm sure whenever I see him, I'm like, hey, we're going to wrestle, and I'm going to have you on my shoulders. I'm going to carry you around. It's kind of like, is what I want to do as a father. So, but I know that outside that household environment, it's kind of like, well, you can't just go around and start tackling random people on the street. So, I'm going to try this game where he put his hands out in the air and he spins. And the goal is to, like, go from point A to point B without touching anything with your hands. That way, it's kind of like, okay, well, okay, lost the stuff from the beginning, and we'll see how well that goes. I'm also one thing. This might be a little bit too advanced, and obviously I have 4 things listed here, and that might be way too much for like the time restraint that we have. But I'm gonna try the whole, here's an object, put it in your hand, close it, behind your back, all that, and then be like, okay, well, which hand is it? And I'll see if I can do it or he can do it, or we just go back and forth and see which we can pick which hand. Sue says that, oh, he's probably gonna cheat, like, okay, is this hand? It's like, no, and I'll pick it, like, no, it's not. I'm like, all right, open up and show me. But like, it's still the idea that we're playing together. One of the things my therapist said was that he said that I was building rapport and that I'm doing a pretty good job in what I'm doing. I don't see it as doing a good job, nor do I see it as really doing a bad job. I am trying my best um, to be a father from a distance, and I know that's not easy for a lot of people. But like right now, it's kind of what I got into. We're able to figure out something better. Um, so yeah, that's what I'm gonna do today. So I hope it goes well. I'll let you guys know how that turns out. So, you wish me luck as always. See you guys later. So obviously, you guys see I got a haircut in the time that it took me to do the last video and the session. I was hoping that maybe I look so much younger. In a bad sense, I was hoping that the face, the less hairiness would possibly be a good thing, but the visit was kind of he was slightly difficult. He was hiding a little bit from me. Um, I tried doing the I Spy. He kind of said no to that. Rock paper scissors, said no to that. Even to his mom, he was very kind of like, nope, I'm not, nope, not in a mean way, just kind of like he's playing with it. Um, we were able to kind of bring him back, and he was able to separate colors of like little small colored coins, plastic coins. Um, he separated them by color. Took a little coaxing, but he was able to get there mostly by like virtually by himself, and then automatically just start counting them like 1, 2, and it's adorable how he counts. So he starts counting them all the way up to like some was like 17. I think the lowest was like 9. The highest I think was 19, 18. And like we didn't ask him to do that. Matter of fact, I was trying to ask him a different question. He just started counting like 1, 2, 3, and just counted each row. And I was like, wow, that's like. And she was explaining to me that in school he would do things on his own time. Like the teacher would be like, okay, we're switching tasks. I'm like, nope, I'm still on this one. Or he'll be like, oh, I'm done with this. And it's like you've only really tried it for 2 minutes. So focus is on his terms. And I'm beginning to kind of understand that. So I'm gonna have to try to read more into what I can do to kind of get him to like to stay on focus. But it's a lot harder when you're just a voice on the phone. And I think she just mentioned that in the afterthought. Uh, we had a small conversation afterwards. Hopefully by the whenever I actually get to see him face to face, I'll be able to kind of grab his attention a little bit more than just like a voice on the phone. Um, I actually think that today was kind of like a backslide, which kind of sucks. um, but that just means I need to try harder, figure out what game I can try to get him to be more active and just kind of get him to be more familiar with me. So when he does see me in person, it doesn't kind of freak him out. Um, Maybe shaving might have been not the best course of action there. It's trying. It is. It sucks being so far away, and this is the only form of really good communication that both can be afforded and that we feel is really allowed. We're in the process of still trying to figure out the legality and the logistics of being able to go up for some of you know, supervised visit, but it's not really a supervised visit. I'm changing it around. It's more like a family therapy session with me and him, rather than just a official from the whatever organization happens to be up there because she can't travel even halfway. I was hoping I can get. I know I'm familiar with this child trauma therapist, and we're trying to see what we can do to be able to transport me and her, the therapist, up to where my son is, and we'll have the family therapy there. Um, and hopefully she'll be able. I'm obviously gonna, you know, have a few more one-on-ones with her so that she understands my situation and what I want to do. Um, so I'm just hoping that it kind of just works out. A lot of paperwork, a lot of red tape, a lot of, trying to convince people that this is a good idea and this is, worth your time, effort, and money. So today was just a kind of tough day, seeing how difficult he was with it. Like I said, he wasn't angry, like he wasn't mad. He was just kind of like playfully, like, nope, I don't know, no, I don't want to do that. Just uh, uh, and keep in mind, I'm not a you know therapist or doctor or anybody in the field, but it seems like he just seems to be anti-authority, or maybe I'm just reading too much into it. Sue says I'm reading a little bit too much into it, but that just means I need to work harder. I need to work harder, read more, try to figure out what my next step can be with it. So wish me luck as always. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys Saturday hopefully. Ciao.